Hello, ladies, and welcome to day 3 of the Perfect 10. Tis I, your fearless leader, Aubrey Warwick, creator of the Perfect 10, TV fitness expert, and transformation coach. Gals, the reason why I always like to introduce myself, because some of you might be new here, just kind of scrolling along, stumbling along Facebook, wondering, how did I get into this group? Why am I listening to this woman talk at me? Actually, I want to talk to you directly today. Today, we are in the midst of a 10-day program that I've created called the Perfect 10. Perhaps you are wondering, why did she call it the Perfect 10? Is there such a thing? Well, the Perfect 10 is definitely a play on words. It is attention getting because I think deep down, everybody wants to feel like a 10. We want to put on that special outfit that makes us feel like a 10. We want to put on that lipstick that's like our color. And I think that there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Can I get a little heart emoji on that? So as you are jumping on the live stream here, let me know that you're here and you are ready to play full out and not just sit idly by and listen to me in the background. I need to hear from you, ladies, because this day, the third day, is typically the most challenging because that's when our motivation starts to wear off. And if you read my email, then you are one step ahead of the game. But pop quiz, we just have to strengthen the AMC. That part of our brain, we're just gonna call it the discipline muscle, but the AMC, that stands for the anterior mid-cingulate cortex. And if you say that, people are gonna think you are so smart. Unless you're talking to like a neuroscientist or something, they're gonna really quiz you. So make sure you know who you're talking to. But without further ado, again, my name is Aubrey. I've created the Perfect 10 because I have learned throughout the course of my years coaching women, being a degreed and certified exercise specialist. I'm a nutrition specialist as well. Also a performer and dancer. My love for just the physical arts in general has led me to you right now. And I have a story, and I know that each of you have a story. In fact, I'm sure you have multiple stories. But what I have found is that in 10 days, you can change your life, right? There's always something out there. 21 days to create a habit. There's all these special numbers. But what we now know about the human body is that it takes at least 9 days for our liver to cleanse itself. And it's the only organ in the body that regenerates. And why this is significant is that we want to take it that extra step because with this Perfect 10 protocol, we're giving our liver a break from toxic stuff like food and the environment. And in order to do that, I figured nobody likes the sound of perfect 9. So I thought perfect 10 to complete that pretty package. So we have 10 days that we are devoting to gratitude for our body, for our life. Today, did you write down your 10 blessings, the 10 things that you are so grateful for? It's really cool because when I look back now at the blessings that I write, there's a lot of things that are similar, but I go into different details. The more I do Perfect 10, as life starts to change, all the little twists and turns and curlicues that we can see unfolding before our very eyes. And it's so important, ladies, to know that what you focus on, you find. And right now, I want you to focus, close out those tabs on your computer and your phone, your notifications, focus on just this little portion of your day that you can play full out with me and go all in. So, anywho, if you did your blessings, okay, you don't have to call them blessings. You could say just your gratitude list. All right, there's different words that we want to frame it. So if you did your gratitude list, definitely give me some more hearts. I'm all about the love today. And I want to give some shout outs to people who did their you work. The you work assignment, because I don't really like the sound of homework, right? It has a bad connotation. And the best project that we will ever work on ourselves is ourselves. We know this because I know when I am happy with myself, people like to be around me, especially my husband and my son. When I feel good in my body, when I feel good with my business, when I feel good on how I'm treating people, how I'm showing up, people want to be around me. And I want to be that person, that Perfect 10 mentality, where it's like, if I'm showing up to be a 10 for all of you awesome ladies, I want to make sure I'm still a 10 for my husband and my son. And this just isn't like, oh, great, I'm on a video and not living the perfect 10 lifestyle. So I've created this brand to really say, like, wait a minute, we want to stop, like we did at day one, learning that very powerful sticky note technique by that I got inspired by Dr. Doris Cohen. She didn't write Stop, I'm a Perfect 10, but she talked about visualizing a stop sign. And that stop sign, in order to recap, helps you stop firing that same stinking neural pathway over and over again that kind of has created some frustration in your life, right? So maybe it's that voice of doubt, the voice of you can't do this, all the objections that run through our brain. That's the stop sign technique. If you've ever watched the movie Men in Black, I love that franchise. I love it. They have that laser wand that they wave in front of, a person's face to make them forget. And I would watch that movie. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sure that technology exists. That's terrifying. But then how many of you would like that technology, right? Just to have your brain washed, or just not brainwashed in a bad way, just like clean slate. So I'm here to tell you, you can decide on those thoughts. And using this powerful technique will help this program work. So today on day 3, which is a very crucial day, I am going to put all this together for you so that you can finish your 10 days. And if you're like, Warwick, listen, I'm kind of doing the program, but I need more, I am going to pull in today. Actually, we're going to do a bonus day. So spoiler alert, I'm going to pull in today a very special client and friend of mine. She's agreed to do a live interview just for a few minutes. She's taking time out of her busy workday. And I want you guys to listen to her story because she is busy as all get out. She's a full-time rock star female, career-driven female. She has 4 kids. Yes, I said 4. And she's also a registered dietitian. And she's gone through Perfect 10. She's gone through my Envision program. I want you guys to hear firsthand her experience because you might be able to relate in some way with her. Now, not everyone's experience is the same because we're all different. We want to be different, right? But we also want to be able to relate to one another. So if you know in your heart of hearts that you're like, I don't know if I can finish Perfect 10, I'm not showing up the way I want to show up, book a call. And in order to book a call, you can, if you're cool with it, right here in the feed, just say, call me and I will DM you and we can schedule it. I will also post a link. It's called Calendly. That's hard to say. It's a calendar link that you can go onto my schedule and just book that call. So the purpose of booking a call is to sit down face to face, not just me having this one-sided discussion. The purpose of booking that call is to say, Aubrey, okay, go into further detail of what Envision is. And I would learn about your goals and I would say, hey, here it is. Here's the price. What do you think? Are we a good fit? Are we ready to date each other for 6 months? Okay. All right. But anyway, Dan just got here, my left-hand man. Thank you. And as we are jumping on, Dan, we were just recapping day 1. Okay. So that they did their stop sign, sticky note. Now, day 2's you work, the people who were currently exercising already, you were like, oh yeah, I got my stealth mode. Your you work was your stealth mode. If you are like, what the heck is stealth mode? Make sure you catch the replay. Essentially, stealth mode, what we have determined, is a mode where you become distraction-free, kind of like this mode, because your health and your fitness is your number 1 priority in order for you to show up as a perfect 10 for everybody else around you. Okay? So that stealth mode is something that you would already anchor onto a habit that you have. Maybe it was a tweak to your exercise program, like we talked about tempo training yesterday from the exercise physiology standpoint. Maybe you're like, Warwick, I'm not exercising right now. So that you did the hourglass goddess workout, that little mini workout, and you were able to attach it to a habit you already have, i.e. brushing your teeth in the morning. Just like we're attaching our gratitude list to our morning ritual. So the cool thing is, as human beings, we love rituals, right? We love to have a method to the madness. We love a plan to follow. But what happens when we're a little more human than we like to be, right? We fall off. Life happens. There's always going to be something. And if there wasn't, that would mean that we're robots and life wouldn't have much zest to it, would it? So give yourself a moment to just have a little grace as you are figuring out your next step. In fact, today is also about shifting. I want to start with a little bit of breath work though. Okay. So what we are going to do is something just kind of fun. All right. We are going to take from yoga just a lion's breath. Okay. This lion's breath. I haven't done this with P10ers before. Okay. Sometimes it's also called breath of fire. If you know a different name for it, please let me know. But the lion's breath is used to think, you want to think that you're just breathing fire over anything you don't want anymore. And it kind of looks funny, and I love to do it. I do it at the gym, and I'm sure people look at me and they're like, what is going on? So I want to show you what that looks like. It feels really good to stretch out the fascia of your face too. So my lion's breath looks something like this. Actually, I could have went a little bit bigger. I accidentally looked at myself and I was like, oh, that's pretty intense. But you can close your eyes. So you want to think about sticking out your tongue. You're going to feel the connective tissue in your face stretch. You're going to allow yourself to hear audibly that, right? It's like that expelling of the demon. So it's the expelling of things that you don't want, right? It's an energetic exhale. That's what it is. So your body remembers what that sounds like. All right. It's better than yelling at someone, right? Or punching somebody in the throat. Okay. So let's sit up nice and tall wherever you are. Give yourself a little shimmy, because when was the last time you shimmied? The last perfect time? Shimmy, shimmy, shake. Okay. Take a couple of palate cleansing breaths with me in through the nose. If you want to do some tapping because you liked that yesterday, then I ain't going to stop you because I can't. I'm not where you are. Inhale and exhale. One more time with a big old tap. Inhale and exhale. Now, I like things in 3s and in 10s, but today we're going to do 3 big lion's breaths. So I want you to go all in, like you're taking the first breath that you did when you came into this planet, and you're going to exhale, stick out your tongue, and just breathe over any of that doubt, any of those objections that you've had bubble up over the last couple days. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale, stick out your tongue and say, good. Now close your eyes. I want you to see that fire expelling from your body. Exhale. Third time's always a charm. So let's go in deep. Come on, come on, come on. Breathe in, full. Your lungs stretching all the way. Exhale. Good. I double dog dare you to screenshot that breath of me and send it to me. All right, give me a fire emoji if you liked breathing fire over your objections. Holla. Okay. So I want to give some shout outs to people who did their U work from yesterday, going into stealth mode. I know that Christine Furman did. I see that Sarah Bradford's on here. Hello, Miss Sarah. Kelly Lazar. Hello. All right, you guys are showing up. And again, we do have a little bit of a delay, and people that, if you are popped on and I'm not shouting you out, I'm sorry. I know we got Cassie on here. Hey, Cassie. We got, my Ket did her U work.
Brandy Lee.
Brandy definitely did her U work.
Chrissy, Renee, Lisa.
Say their last names. Chrissy Whitport.
Renee Waltauer.
Lisa. Yes, Renee.
Lisa Haffer, Lenita Myers.
Lisa, Lenita. Okay. All right. I know when I tune into virtual programs, I always really appreciate when people acknowledge that I'm there, because that does help me interact better. Obviously, Zoom would be ideal. So maybe our next P10 will do a Zoom. Okay. All right. So let's think about this. Before we bring on our very special guest, who is a rock star friend and client of mine, I want to talk about this. Some other objections that we get, and I get all the time. Aubrey, you've never worked with anybody my age. Aubrey, you've never worked with anybody that needed to lose so much weight. Aubrey, you've never, and they fill in the blank. And I'm like, well, I've been doing this for 20 years, even though I've changed my protocol and things do change. I've worked with a lot of human beings. The one common thread is each of those human beings were ready to put their trust in someone, meaning me, to help them. Because they knew that on the days when they didn't believe in themselves, that I was there to believe in them. You see, my friends, there's 3 vital ingredients to a transformation: your vision, your belief, and your strategy. In order to make these different shifts, we have to see where you are and get clarity around your vision. And if you can't dream that big dream, and I want you to dream big, that hairy, scary goal, dream something that you think right now is impossible. Just like we did on day 1, when you remembered yourself as that little girl. We all were big dreamers as kids. And at some point along the way, life kind of kicks you down. But there's only one way to go when you get down, and we know that's up. So no matter how many fresh starts you've had, you're still climbing the stairs. You're still showing up for yourself. You are still the 1% of the 1% by doing Perfect 10. And as we shift our mentality, I'm here to teach you and to help you build your belief. Because I am here because not only is this my passion, it's my livelihood, it's what I'm meant to do in this lifetime. I had someone believe in me many moons ago when I didn't believe in myself. And he was my first earth angel. I consider him that. And I'll tell you what, before I moved from Pittsburgh to North Carolina, this was just a month ago, I got a chance to see him again. And I told him, I said, his name is Dave. I said, Dave, thank you so much for changing my life. I would have never beat my eating disorder without this man. I would have never gotten on TV without this man. I would have never probably gotten my pro card with Fitness America without this man, because he was my coach for many years. And that man saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And until I saw it in myself, that was when him and I parted ways. Not that it was like this conscious parting of ways. It was like, you know how with life, you start to ebb and flow and your lives take you in different directions. So I got to thank him last month, and it was awesome to see him. And I want you to know that we all have a Dave in our corner. I have been a Dave to someone else. I would love to be your Dave, your earth angel, to help you, guide you into the best, most thriving being that you can be. Because at the end of the day, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help show you that we can clarify your vision. I will help build your belief. And absolutely, my one-on-one programs are to build a strategy, because a goal without a plan is merely a wish. Or to put it bluntly, you're just pissing in the wind. Okay, so give yourself a little shimmy. And by the way, I like to do these little movements like, snap for yourself, shimmy for yourself. If you were a member at my studio or currently are at Fitness Envy, we like to clap, we like to snap, we like to do fun things, because that helps to change your physiology as a human being. And our bodies are designed to move. This is like our natural antidepressant. So if right now you're like, I'm not gonna shimmy, okay, you're missing out. You are missing out on just lifting the corners of your mouth. I don't know anyone that can shimmy pissed off. In fact, I need to do that more often. Okay, all right, anyway, I digress. Now let's talk about the other shift. Wait till you guys hear this. Wait till you hear this. So when I was going down the research rabbit hole, I was like, okay, what does the average female spend a week going to Target? Wait, is this a week or a day? I'm sorry. Hold on, I have to consult my notes. So can you guys guess? Can you guys guess what on average, the average shopping trip. Sorry, that's what it is. The average shopping trip to Target. Let's say you're like, I'm going to Target just because I want to buy a pack of gum. Okay. Yeah, are you coming out with a pack of gum? Psh, the hell you ate? You are not. The average bear, when you step into Target, you spend $43. Okay, so maybe you're like going to Target 2 or 3 times a week. I want you to do the math that out. What does that add up to? Now, guess what they did a long time ago? They put Starbucks inside of Target. So not only do you go spend $43 at Target, then you get your tall whip, soy, no sugar added latte, whatever it is, that I don't know anymore because I don't go there. I'm drinking no moldy coffee. But then you spend extra, I don't know, maybe $9.
Kelly's guess for the shopping trip was $120.
Oh, Kelly, that's really good. Okay, very good guess. Ding, ding, ding. Kelly, I also want to offer you guys some hot seat coaching, by the way. Sometimes people don't like that, but it's a really fun game that we can play. But anyway, yeah, I thought that was pretty phenomenal. Now, everyone's different. I've asked this question at past P10s, and people, I feel like they fib a little bit, but maybe not. Maybe not. Tell me if you think that people were fibbing. I was like, okay, what do you spend a week on hair, skin, eyelashes? I just glued these guys on. Nails. These are my natural nails. Doy. What do you, or, tanner, red light, anything like that. Although I really do enjoy the red light therapy. These little things that maybe right now are quick fixes. I'm going to give you a really good one. What about things that come into your feed that are dopamine hits, clickbait? I get these questions asked all the time. Aubrey, should I do a parasite cleanse? What do you think about this supplement? What do you think about fill in the blank? Now, I love supplements. I'm not to the point of, if you are familiar with Brian Johnson or Dave Asprey, those are like the ultimate biohacking men on the planet right now. They take lots and lots of supplements. I think you can get a little crazy town. But I will tell you, a lot of that stuff you don't need right now. All right. In fact, when I start people off with my program, I look at what their supplements are, and I'm like, okay, your baseline, your staple supplements is really what you need. We really need to focus on something else, meaning we got to clear the cobwebs, right? We got to get rid of the things that are bringing you down, i.e., let's just use the moldy coffee. Okay. But point being is that let's look at the other things like the injectables that we spend on ourselves. None of this, please know, is not judgment. I just want you to do a little inventory today. Maybe you can math it out right now to say, okay, this is what I spend at Target. Like Kelly said, probably a week, $120, right? What were you spending at Starbucks or Dunkin'? Okay. Some other things that we could shift, maybe some things like I had a past client that we interviewed. She's like, Aubrey, I was obsessed with getting my nails done. And she would get like the super expensive fancy nails. So she took a break from the nails because for her, she didn't have it in her budget. She was a single mom. And she was like, I really want to take this Envision program because we did Perfect 10 with her. And Perfect 10 was the first time that she actually started to lose weight. Okay, so her story was really unique. So for her, she had to have a cost shift. So the reason why I always bring up cost, because that's a big objection with people. Like, how much do you cost? Well, I want you to look at your list. And oftentimes, this is what my husband and I have done at the end of every month. We look at things that, oh my gosh, why am I paying this much money for an app that I didn't know cost any money? Or we start to clean up our finances, just like you clean your house. I don't know if you dust your house once a month, maybe like that. So you're cleaning your house. We kind of clean up our bank account. And it's not like we're perfect or we're like Dave Ramsey or anything, but why we do these things is because there was a time in our lives that we were not good at them at all. And also to hire a coach for what I offer means like you don't have to be an expert at everything, because when you hear my next client's story, she's a darn good expert in what she does, but even an expert sometimes can use a different lens to look through to help them. Now, I wanted to interview 2 people today, but guess what? I have 3 people lined up, so that's why we need bonus days. So today you are going to be hearing from a dear friend of mine, an amazing, outstanding human being, and mom of 4. Her name is Kelly Curtis. Now, Kelly first started to work with me actually when this was years ago, and I coached her for her first bikini show. And then we started to work together. She was also the RD when we created a program called Strong Sexy You. She helped us cultivate specific meal plans for people. It was really awesome. So then our paths crossed again, which was really cool. And she was like, hey, I told her, I said, hey, Kelly, you are a registered dietitian. I want you to go through Perfect 10. And it was really cool because she had a totally different experience than the results that I was getting in. And thanks to Kelly, I've been able to give you guys some different options in Perfect 10 when you click on that recipe link, because people will say, Aubrey, I'm over the liver rescue smoothie. What can I do? Or if you're getting gas or bloating, since this Perfect 10 is not customized to you, I'm doing the darn best I can though. Kelly came in and she helped me. Like, we did some low FODMAP type of things, which if you don't know what FODMAP is, that's a Wellness Wednesday chat, okay? But so I really value Kelly's expert opinion. She, I could talk for hours with this woman for sure. But today you're gonna hear from her how she shifted her cost and her time, and why the heck is a woman who is already buff and lean and healthy, why the heck would she want to sign up for Envision? I'm kind of curious, aren't you? We're also going to hear on our bonus day from a really, really great perspective from one of my current clients that she went through Perfect 10, and she knew about me for years, and cost was a concern for her. All I kept hearing was, well, I just can't afford it. I'm like, girl, you don't even know how much I charge. But then one day out of the blue, guess what? Change happened in an instant. She blew me away. I was like, okay, she's ready to play. So you're going to hear from her. Last but not least, you are going to hear from what I call my gold medalist clients. She was actually on the Pittsburgh Today live morning show today. She's lost over 50 pounds. She showed up to every one of my transformation events, and her name is Patty. You guys will get Patty's perspective. So without further ado, we are going to be bringing Kelly on here in about 2 minutes. And please, if you don't mind, give us a little grace as we try to bring her on the live, because now I'm going to knock on wood. This table is wood. Every time we try to do it, there's a little bit of a delay. I love this Facebook feature, but it is not perfect. I don't think it's meant to be. I think it's meant to actually frustrate us a little bit. So there you go. But before we do that, I have to consult my notes. I do want you right now, your U-Work assignment, by the way, I want to call this out. We're going to do a little bit, instead of macro counting, you're going to do some money counting on the things that you were like, yeah, I didn't want to look at that when I was spending at Target. I didn't want to look at my coffee budget. I didn't want to look at my nails or the eyelash extensions. What are something that you feel like was the quick fix? Was it the parasite cleanse that you bought? Now you have hives everywhere. Was it maybe the Spanx that you're like, if I buy one more pair of Spanx, because Spanx is, they're still around. Like, you're like, I am seriously going to lose my SHIT. Or if you're like, if I buy, and I was there, one more sexy workout outfit just to make me feel good about myself, my husband's going to murder me. Okay. What is it? What is that thing or things that you're like, yeah, I can ship this? Okay. So, anything else I need to talk about, Dan, before we bring Kelly on? Okay. Let's do it. All right, gang. So I am going to click this little button up here. And we are going to invite, I see right now we have Lenita and Sarah and Kelly on there. And I need to invite, let's see if this works. We're going to search out RD. We're going to invite Kelly right now. Let's see if we can get her. And if not, I have also asked Kelly to post a video, but that's not always so fun, right? Let's see. I should have given you my phone, Danda. Give me 1 second, gals. We are inviting her. There we go. It's funny because all of you tuning in right now, it looks like I can invite you. Allow viewers to request to join. We're gonna do that one more time. It's not popping up. Let's try one more time. She might text me here in a second. Oh, it is sent. Kelly, if you can hear me, drop in the comments that you are there. Otherwise, we are going to...
She said she didn't see an invite. RD Fitness and B.
Okay. Oh, it should be coming up. Ask her to... Okay. So Dan can see her. All right, gang. Hang in there. If you need to stop and go potty, go right away. Okay. Tell her I sent her the request. And
she said she's here.
Okay, she's there. Tap the show button. She says she doesn't see anything. I'm wondering if you can, Kelly, if you can tap on anything and request to join. It says sent. Invite group members to watch. Oh, okay. Hold on, Kelly. 1 second. Hold on. Allow viewers to request to join you. Here it comes, Kelly. We got it. Oh, it says to send. Son of a gun. I'm wondering, well, it wouldn't make sense. I'm wondering if you would have, hold on, Kelly, let's try one more time. Third time's a charm. Sometimes on the settings feature, I don't know why, but I'm wondering if it's like, hey, you can't join. Okay. Well, boo. All right, if anything changes, if you're able to pop in there, Kelly, let us know. You might be able to click those little 3 dots up in the right-hand corner to join. So we'll see. Sometimes that happens, but there might be a feature that was selected, but we're gonna figure it out eventually. So Kelly.
If she, right here, there's a little person and she just says request to join.
Oh yes, on the left-hand side, Kelly, it says like request to join.
Next to where she puts comments in.
Next to where you put comments in. Okay. All right. I know Kelly is trying to get this together, but I want, as we are figuring this out, Dan and Kelly are, I want to talk about 3 things that you have to stop doing right now if you want to finish the perfect 10 and be a success story. In fact, gals, for those of you who are like, Aubrey, I just want your free shit. That's cool. That's really cool. I ask that you just send me your before and after pictures and your results. And do you have to do that? No, because you're probably like, work, I don't want to send you jack squat. Okay. That's okay too. It would be great if you did, because honestly, guys, that's how it's going to help other people. I always tell people all the time, you never know what your picture or your story, who you're going to inspire, that you can change someone's life. Okay. And it just takes just a little bit of effort. So the 3 things I recommend you writing this down that you must stop doing right now is stop making your facts an excuse. Yeah, that one's hard. Stop making your facts an excuse. You know, like, remember that time where there was this one mom, she had maybe like 5 kids, she was pictured in a bikini, and she was like, what's your excuse? And I didn't read it like that, it was just a picture, but people on the internet lost their minds. So I think if she was trying to get her point across, what would have been better is to say, these are my facts. She didn't even have to say excuse, these are my facts, I got 5 kids. But for her, her health was her priority. Now, we all have the same 1440. We have to make that shift. So you can also do your own you work assignment in your journal and start to write down, okay, what are my facts? And it can be, you know, everything stacked up against you. Those could be facts. All right, you came to play. Belly up to the bar. Let's do it anyway. Number 3, in order to finish the perfect 10 and to be successful, you must stop doing this right now. You must stop. Stop weighing yourself every darn day. Instead, weigh your food. See where you are. This is where, just like we are cleaning up our finances, we are starting to clean up and tidy up our health habits. If that brings you, if you're always rushing, do some of these breathing techniques, and that's going to pull you into the present. Say, I'm going to weigh this and be radically honest with myself. Okay. Number 3, what you need to stop doing right now. And I'm going to take this from Mel Robbins. She's not related to Tony Robbins. And today I do, just an FYI, I know Dan hates this, I do drop some swears every now and then, but I'll just spell this out. Stop buying SHIT that you don't need. Stop buying it. So when we do that stop sign, we are going to stop making facts an excuse. We are going to stop weighing ourselves every day instead of weigh your food. And we are going to stop buying ish we don't need. So drop into the comments, we are going to do another fire emoji if that resonates with you. Like, yeah, I kind of do need to stop at least one of those. Okay. All right, my ladies. So we talked about over these last 3 days how you can become an age shifter in your mind, a shape shifter in your body, a cost shifter in your finances. And I'm here to say that no matter which direction you are in, or what season of life that you are in, whoever invited you here, thank them. And if it was you, thank yourself. Because this is a gift to yourself to make yourself better. And I really do believe that you are making your world better by how you show up. I know by every day me writing down the things that I am grateful for, it makes me a better person. Instead of sometimes, you're still kind of like, if you're in a funk when you wake up, you never know what type of day someone's having. And if we don't take things personally, right? Like me meeting new people now, even more like I'm trying to be open and meet new people. Most people down here, I would say 50-50 split. They don't want to make eye contact. They look down a lot, And it's like, Aubrey, don't take it personally. I don't know what type of day they're having. Who knows what's going on in their life? But by you still putting that energy out because maybe your gut health feels better, your skin is glowing, you have a different energy about you, a different pep in your step, people are going to notice that. You're going to attract just some beautiful things into your life. Lisa's giving me some fire right now. I appreciate that, Lisa. I have every bit of faith that Lisa's going to be finishing the perfect 10. I'm giving you some snaps. Okay. Remember that you can book a call. Now, let's talk about the cost shift. So I tell people, I need to tell you what we have to offer, okay, with the Envision series. So the Envision series is one-on-one transformation coaching. You get your customized nutrition, your exercise program, weekly accountability. You get 2 Zoom calls a month. You get once a month where we actually FaceTime versus email and audio. Also, we do a kickoff call to your program, and I'm constantly making facelifts and improvements to my clients' protocol and program. The coolest thing is, what I have found with my Envision program is that by working with someone through the course of just half of a year, is that they get to know their bodies better than they ever thought they did. Because I don't think that this statement is true when someone says, well, you know your body best. But when was the last time you really paid attention to measure what's under the hood, or to have that level of awareness? Perhaps this is the time in your life that you make the call, you book the call, you say, hey, Warwick, call me, girl. Okay. And we take it from there. But with the cost, it breaks down right now. So right now, my price breaks down to about $100 a week. Okay. And that price is going up after next week. So I always tell people, jump on board while you can, so you can take advantage of the perfect 10 pricing while it lasts. Now, because we're doing some bonus days, and I want to profusely apologize to you, Kelly, that for whatever reason, this is not working for us. We'll have to do a test run because it could be something in the settings. So Kelly, I'm sorry if I took up too much of your time, but if you could give us like a little 90-second testimony, that would be great, of how you kind of beat all the odds and your experience working with me. I would absolutely love that. Heart it up. Tomorrow we are going to, we will test this out for tomorrow, gals, so you gotta tune in because we are gonna hear from Debbie Lang. Debbie has such a unique story, and next week we are gonna hear from Patty Kramer. So Kelly, I wanna thank you for letting me kind of ambush you today. I really apologize that for whatever reason, it's just not in the cards to bring you on live, but maybe that's meant to be so that you could have just like this awesome video that you create. And you could send it to me or we'll post it. So, all right, let's get some other, any questions, by the way, feel free to drop them in the comments. If there's anything that you might be, let's say confused upon or struggling with the nutrition protocol. As we have realized, the P10 lifestyle is we're trying to choose organic foods. Now, I've done a talk on the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15 because, yeah, organic is expensive. It's not fair. Welcome to life. Life is not fair. To eat healthy is more expensive. So that's why, like, right now I'm not driving a Maserati, right? Because a healthy lifestyle, it is the trade-off. I'm just kidding. I do my own cost shifting, right? So what's important to me is the food that's going into my body. Because gals, people tell me all the time, they're like, oh, why aren't you eating blah, blah, blah? I'm like, well, because if I do that, I am not practicing what I preach. Okay, good question. Can I roast vegetables rather than steam them? Absolutely you can. Yeah, really good question. Oh, I wanted to dive into the microwave topic, Kelly. So Kelly asked, can I roast vegetables instead of steam them? Yes, I would say that is absolutely permissible. We know that whenever we cook food, there is nutrients lost. But I'm going to tell you what I've learned over the years. Your digestive system, okay, this sucker from right here all the way out your backside is one cell thick. So, and also your stomach doesn't have teeth. All right, that's a acupuncture thing. That's a Chinese medicine thing. So when we are like, but the cooking denatures the food. Well, hold up. We want to eat foods that our bodies can digest. It's just like, I know that there's bone marrow in a bone and it's good for me, but like, do you see me chewing on a bone like a dog? Or whatever the case may be. We have to acknowledge like some foods just aren't easily assimilated by the human being. So having something steamed, especially during wintertime, having something roasted is great. You want to kind of eat with the seasons, with the temperature outside, that, kind of common sense. But I do find it's very helpful for people, especially going through this program, to not use the microwave. And I've done this experiment myself. Now, if you ChatGPT it, ChatGPT says otherwise. But we've done these experiments. We actually had our last P10 group, she did an experiment specifically with water. She would microwave her water, not when it was hot, it would cool. And she watered one plant with the microwave water and one with, I guess, her purified water. And the one that was getting the microwave water actually died. So this was her own home experiment. But what I have learned, and before ChatGPT came out, there was this awesome book. It was called The Green Body Cleanse by Dr. Edward Group III, huge pioneer in his field. And he would study what the microwave was doing to the food and how much it was actually zapping more of the nutrients out. So if you can, during this program, do your own experiment. Does the food taste better? Do you like it? Do you feel a difference? Okay. And I definitely do. We don't use our microwave at all. Actually, at our old house, we got rid of the microwave. So you can't live in a bubble, guys, but at least for 10 days that you're just trying to do a little health and wellness cleanup. That's really what it is. My goal for each of you is after the perfect 10, if we don't work together one-on-one in this season, I would say my goal is that you adopt one of the healthy habits from P10. And if you do that, that's a win for you and a win for me, because that signals to me that this program's effective and that you played full out and you were drinking the P10 Kool-Aid that was sweetened with stevia, by the way. Okay. So thank you, Kelly, for asking questions. Now, Lisa says, I have mostly stopped microwaving because of the nutrients lost at work. Is it okay to have raw vegetables? Is that okay? 100%. Raw vegetables are also wonderful to consume. Right now during, a cold season, they're very cooling foods. You have to chew them at least 32 times. So I know, who doesn't love a good like crunchy salad or crunchy carrots? I think that's just so, or at least satisfying. So that is absolutely acceptable as well. Raw is still wonderful. There used to be a movement, it was like a raw food movement. I remember people struggling with it. Any extreme, it's really hard to do for a lifestyle. Perfect 10, can it be a lifestyle? I think the majority of it is. That's how my husband and I live. I'm practicing what I preach, but there's always opportunities to have festive eating occasions and to incorporate maybe some treats back into your diet. So after this, I know on the 10th day, you're gonna be so excited. You're gonna weigh yourself, take your pictures. Maybe you lose weight, maybe you don't lose any weight, but you see your pictures and you're like, oh my gosh, I can see the difference in my midsection and my skin. Maybe you feel the difference. That's great too. So that's why we just don't use the scale as one unit of measurement. We have to do these other things, the girth measurements. But, oftentimes, whenever we finish a program like this, we can't wait to go celebrate. Woohoo, pizza and wine, here I come. So here's the deal. My best advice is to do your best the following day, right? Don't go balls to the wall, and go off on a bender, right? If you go off on a bender, simply take it as, wow, is this a habit that I want to continue? Or is this a habit that has just been a habit over the years whenever I've done a diet? And that's another thing I work with my clients on, where it's like, okay, food's not falling off the face of the earth. We can slowly start to incorporate some of those habits that we missed, but we don't need to pick up the other ones that we don't miss, that don't serve us. So Lisa says, again, because of work, is making chicken salad using Greek yogurt and cottage cheese okay? So we were talking a little bit about dairy, okay? And sometimes dairy can be a troublemaker food for people. I've found it's usually because of the quality of dairy from most people that I work with, but obviously lactose intolerance is a thing. So you have to listen to your body, what it's doing. So I would say your best bet, Lisa, is just to find some organic options, and preferably with those, try the full fat versions first so that they add some more satiation for you. And just try to check out the ingredient list, because the ingredient list will set you free. So I think that's a wonderful option to use good quality dairy. I like it myself. I don't incorporate it into my diet a lot, but when I do, I'm like, ooh, this is really fabulous. Crystal, hey Crystal. All right, Crystal asks, I am not sure if my question went through yesterday. Oh, I don't know. Can I still take morning? Oh, this is good. Pre and probiotics in the morning with my vitamins on this protocol. So I would say yes. Now, typically with those things, and I don't know if what you're taking specifically, what brand, or if sometimes there's supplement companies that have the pre and probiotic in one pill. So the prebiotic is the fiber that would feed the probiotic to improve your good gut bacteria. Now, all probiotics, that's another wellness Wednesday talk, guys. Oh, I could go on. Not all probiotics are created equal. So it is really important to either have like a teledoc or a functional medicine specialist, or do your own research, or ask moi about the best direction to take it. I don't know if you want to take it in the evening. Okay. Do you just want to make sure that's on an empty stomach, ideally? And with your vitamins, it depends which vitamins. If they're fat soluble vitamins, then you want to delay having those vitamins when you have like your lunch. Man, I really wish Kelly could come on here. Kelly, if you're still listening, she would be a great resource too, to kind of give us a little bit more backstory on nutrient timing. But Crystal, with that information, yes, you can take those things still if you know how to time them appropriately. Whenever we do a full cleanse or a full fast, typical protocol, if you're not on any medications, is to omit those things. Sometimes a little supplement boop redo, and to clean out the supplements that you're doing, to say, I'm going to see, like, do I need this stuff anymore? To give your body a break, might be for you. Again, please know, and I don't even have to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Guys, I'm here to make you healthy. I'm not your doctor or anything. You know what I mean? So I'm here, I'm in your corner on the same team. So this is my feedback just based on that. So please know if it's like, but, we're just kind of speaking more generally, but I really appreciate your questions, because I want to help you for sure navigate the next couple days. Now, any other questions, please drop them in the newsfeed. I love Q&A. Hot seat coaching. For those of you who've been playing full out, I did this 2 P10s ago, and I had a wonderful woman. She was like, Aubrey, she was playing full out. I would love to be hot seat coached, because I used to like raffle it off, and people were like, I don't want to go on camera right now. The hot seat coaching is really cool, is where it's almost like, you know, I'm going to relate it to this. Like if you were watching someone having a live psychic reading and you're like, wow, how did that psychic know that about them? It's not that you're having a psychic reading with me. It's that I would ask you certain questions. I would help get to your vision, belief, strategy during those 5 minutes, so that people can see how I would interview you in order to find your blind spots. Because believe me, there's so many different ways my brain works than other people's. That's part of the reason probably why Kelly hired me. She's like, Aubrey, you've wired your brain a little bit differently than mine. Where are my blind spots? Okay. She didn't have many, but I'll tell you what, she's continuing to grow and evolve like none other. Okay. All right. Lisa, thanks for sending us some stars. All right, gang, we are ending a little bit early today, but I really encourage you, please, please, please finish the perfect 10. Make sure that you book your call. Your UWork assignment for the pinned post is to write down your costs, the stuff that can go bye-bye. Drop in the comments if this was helpful. Give me a yes. And remember, as always, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Thank you, gals, for playing full out with me. I know your time is precious and valuable. I truly, truly am grateful for you. You are on my gratitude list today. Ciao for now. We'll see you tomorrow at noon for a quick little bonus session. And feel free to post any more questions, gals. Here to help. Bye.